Let's do a comparison, you guys. My CaliforniA-CHA and the store-bought Yujacha. Yujacha. Hi everybody, Robert Jones back in the kitchen. It is a dark and stormy day today, and I had a cold last month and it was not fun. But I discovered a couple remedies out there, and I thought I would share one of them with you today. I was at Costco shopping, and I came across this product, which is a similar product to Yujacha that they make in Korea. Yuja is a type of fruit. You might know it by the Japanese name, which is yuzu. They also make some sauces and stuff out of it. So I have been drinking some of this. You can see I've had some of this, and basically what it is a citrus. The yuja is a citrus that is cut up. It's mixed with some sugar of sometimes honey, sometimes sugar, and then sometimes with ginger. Now this one has honey and ginger and the citron. It doesn't have yuja. But I decided to do something different and make my own with California navel oranges from my parents' house, which is kind of exciting in Santa Barbara. And we're going to do a comparison between the commercial product and the product that I made today. So I will show you how to do that in just a moment, but in the meantime, let's take a peek here. So this is, basically it's a tea. So you can eat this one, you can eat the rinds and everything because it's made into almost a marmalade. It's cooked. Now mine is not going to be cooked, it's going to be raw and it's going to be fresh. It's going to use oranges from my parents' house and ginger from the grocery store. Gonna chop all this up and put it in there. And then what you do is you just make a tea from it and you drink the tea. Now, of course, you could eat the orange if you want, but I'm gonna put the rind and everything because I want a lot of flavor. So let's do a comparison, you guys. My CaliforniA-CHA and the store-bought Yujacha. Yujacha. I'm sure I'll get corrected by all the Koreans out there. If I'm chopping it up, I'm sorry. So let's check it out. Okay, you guys, for this recipe, we only need 4 ingredients. Well, 5 if you count water. Okay, we got ginger, we have oranges, we have some sugar that's semi-unrefined, that's why it's a little bit brown, and we have honey. So, all we're going to start with is we're going to put the ginger aside and start with the oranges. So, this recipe is as big or as small as you want. I'm just going to get rid of the ends, so that get rid of the belly buttons and such. No big deal. Remember, during this process, it doesn't matter if we have seeds or whatever, because we want all of the flavor from the skin and everything else as much as possible from the orange. So if the seeds happen to be falling out, that's fine. If not, no big deal. Now these are navel oranges. These are from my parents' house down in Santa Barbara. My sister brought them up to me when she visited. So thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you, Morgan, for bringing these up. And I'm just going to slice these into thin little pieces because as we put this with the honey, sugar, hot water, and ginger, they are going to melt down a little bit, but we want the maximum amount of flavor to come out of these, and so the smaller and thinner you make them, the better. If you wanted to use a food processor or a mandolin, I suppose you could do that as well. Okay, now that I have a bowl here, I'm just going to put all the oranges in there. I know it may be off camera, but don't worry, I will show you in a while. All right, let's just chop these up. Okay, and we want the juice as well. Why not? More flavor. Pour that in there. All right, let's set that aside. Okay, you guys, so I've just got a big measuring cup here. This is a 4-cup. I just want to see how many oranges we have here because we want to do an equal part oranges to sweeteners. All right, so if I were to smash this down, I would say we have about 3 cups. So let's call it 3 cups. All right, so put our oranges back in the bowl. Okay, so we measured our oranges. We've got about 3 cups of oranges. So I know that I want about 1/3 ginger. So I'm going to make about 1 cup of ginger chopped up. This has already been washed, and all I'm going to do is sliver this. So literally just break the small pieces apart and maybe cut it in thirds this way. So I'm cutting it, you got to see, like that, third that way, thirds. Now I'm not peeling it or anything because we're just making a tea out of this, remember. So you're not actually going to eat the ginger, you're just going to have the flavor of the ginger. Okay, and then I'm just going to make this in little slivers, julienne, if you will. And these seem a little long to me, so cut them in half and then put them in there. If you like yours less gingery, you can put less ginger. Okay. I'm going to call that about 1 cup. Alrighty. So, now I saw several different recipes of this, and I thought I would use 2 parts sugar to 1 part honey. So, if we've got 3 cups of oranges and we're doing a 1-to-1 ratio, I want to have 2 cups of sugar and 1 cup of honey. Is that confusing? Okay, 1 cup of ginger, 3 cups of orange, 2 cups of sugar. Just get this. One. A little bit crusty. 2. Alright, and then 1 cup of honey. Now, this is a big batch. You can make a lot less than this if you want. But I figured it's winter time, it's cold and flu season, why not? And you can just keep it in your fridge. Alright, and doesn't have to be exact. Clean hands. Rich honey. Alright, let me clean that. Let me clean my hands and we'll be right back to stir this up. Are you ready? Here's the hard part. We're just going to stir this up. Try to mix everything together. Now, eventually the sugar will dissolve with the orange juice. Just trying to do this. And also, if you leave this for a couple days, a lot of the juice will leach out, so you get a little bit thinner mix. Oh my gosh. I wish you guys could smell this. Between the ginger and the oranges and the honey, it is amazing. Look at that. Doesn't take much. All right. Okay, so then I just have a nice clean jar here. This is pretty big. You may use a smaller one. And then I just have a canning funnel there. And then I'm just going to pour this into the jar. Remember, when you put it in here, you want to try to pack it as tightly as you can because you don't want air. Air is the enemy. Air helps you rot. Now, this will keep a long time because basically you're preserving it with the sugar and the honey. Watch this magic trick. Boom. There we go. Get all the air out of there. So, a little bit more maybe. Okay, that's all there is to this. It's that simple. I just made this recipe up and it's going to be amazing. Okay, it looks a little bit brown because the sugar's not all the way refined and we've also got the dark honey in there. So, let's do a taste test. So, what I've got is I've got our homemade and I've also got the store-bought one here. They're calling it honey citron ginger tea. We're going to do a side-by-side taste test of the store-bought one, which is cooked, and ours, which is raw. And yeah, I got some mugs here, so let's get the hot water on. So this is the one that is the most like the Yujacha, according to using Yuja. And this is our California version using California navel oranges. All right, so let's take a scoop or two of this. Now you can see I have been having some of this. I had a cold last month and it actually, I felt like it helped. So I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons, about like that. Put that there. And then we've got ours that we just made. It's a little soupier because it's fresh. Let's see what I can do about getting the same amount there. And there. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. Listen to that boil. And thank you to another sister who gave me this lovely teapot. So put about equal parts water in here, maybe about 3/4. Now remember, this is a tea, so we're going to let it steep a little bit to get the flavors out. Look at that. Just think of all the goodness you're getting from the oranges and the ginger, of course the honey. All right. Give this one a stir. Now, I guess if you were canning, you could cook this one, and you could peel it so you can eat everything in there, but I'm not so concerned about eating it. I'm just concerned about enjoying the flavor. All right, you can see the difference. This one is mostly sugar syrup and a little bit of bits, and ours is a lot more of the actual fruit. The more you stir it, the more fruit's going to break up, and a little bit less sugar, I think. So, all right, let's let those steep a little bit, and we'll give it a taste test. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed watching how to make that. As you can see, it's fairly simple. If you can operate a knife and a cutting board, you've got it. So, we poured it out. This is the homemade version, and this is the store-bought version. You can see they're a little bit different in color. There's a little bit difference in stuff. Again, I'm not going to eat the fruit that's in here or the ginger. I'm just going to drink the tea, whereas this one is cooked so you could eat it if you wanted to. It's a little just easier to chew, but I'm not concerned about that. So, all right, let's start with the commercial one. I've been drinking this, and I like it a lot. So I'm not trying to bring down this brand or anything else. I'm just trying to make my own because I thought it'd be healthier. It's bright, it's citrusy, it has a nice sweet flavor to it, and it feels like it's clearing up my throat a little bit. So let's give it one more sip. I'm trying not to burn myself. It's really good. Okay, so I'm gonna give our other one a stir here. Again, lots of different stuff in here. You can probably see the bits. All right, let's give it a try. Try to hold some of this stuff with a spoon. It's very orangey. So this one has a citrusy flavor, definitely citrus, and this one has much more of a bright orange flavor to it. The ginger's present. I can feel it in the back of my throat. And I find that it's not too sweet. So if you follow the ratios, it was 3 part oranges, 2 parts sugar, 1 part honey. So there you go. Even got some bits. All right, you guys, so you decide. I just wanted to make this. I thought it would be fun to try to make it for myself. It looked pretty easy, and now you know how to make it. Maybe you can find the Yuja in your store locally. I couldn't find it here in California, but there you go. Okay, you guys, I'm Robert Jones. This is Eudaemonius Mark II, trying new things, cooking from around the world, and doing some health remedies today. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this CaliforniCha. That's what I'm calling it, CaliforniCha. Cha means tea in a lot of Asian languages. All right, you guys, I'm Robert Jones. This is Eudaemonius Mark II. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this CaliforniCha, and I hope you'll make it at home and feel better if you're feeling bad. All right, you guys, take care. Bye. CaliforniCha.